McGee TV.
Sonic Forces is good. Many people pan the game as a disappointing and subpar sequel. After playing through the game start to finish, I disagree with this assessment. I view Sonic Forces as the sometimes successful, sometimes unsuccessful amalgamation of many different Sonic games. This is not a unique view, but I believe that many reviewers miss the influence of mobile games. While many YouTubers reviewed the game, I believe that I have a few unique points undiscussed in other videos. Major complaints about Sonic Forces focus on gameplay, design, story, music, and lack of replay value. The criticisms about gameplay include the overemphasis on boost, automated QTE-style sequences, the lack of branching paths and incentives for exploration or replay, the slowness and wonky physics of classic Sonic, and the generic feel of playing the Avatar character. The design suffers from decreased difficulty level, overpowered Wispens, short levels with heavily scripted events, and lackluster level design. Many people complain about the amount of electronic music in the soundtrack. Finally, the short campaign provides very little reward for collecting red rings, with players earning an S rank for speed rather than a combination of item collection and speed. Sonic Forces most resembles a mashup of Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors. While many reviewers compare the game unfavorably or favorably to Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors, I find that most critics ignore the influence of Sonic's mobile games on the development of this title. Many of the reviewers describe Sonic Forces as a step backwards from Generations and Colors due to the automated QTE-style sequences and casual gameplay elements. I believe that Sonic Team made Sonic Forces to appeal to as wide an audience as possible, which harmed the overall quality of the game. Sega enjoys a nice constant revenue stream from mobile games like Sonic Dash. I played the game on my iPhone years ago and later on my PC when I found it in the Microsoft Store. Endless runner games like Sonic Dash are very popular with casual gamers on iOS and Android. A simple game with good controls and a recognizable brand name is a surefire way to attract players, and Sonic Dash is no exception. Players can pay to purchase red rings with real-world currency, or play the game for a really long time to earn red rings with a set number of rings available per day. I personally despise microtransactions in games, so I played the game every day on my lunch break for a year and unlocked everything by just playing the game. Thankfully, Sonic Team had the foresight not to nickel and dime gamers by selling the game in segments or charging $1 to revive Sonic after he dies. The game could have been filled with ads for terrible mobile games. Right now, Super Sonic DLC is free to download but will revert to paid DLC in a few weeks. I disagree with this move as hackers revealed that Super Sonic is in the game's code. Sonic Team should have made Super Sonic unlockable by collecting all the red rings to encourage repeat play. The direction for Sonic Forces sought to attract a new audience and to reach new players rather than celebrate Sonic's past like Mania. The decreased difficulty level, automated QTE sequences, short levels, and constant clothing rewards are all geared towards bringing in casual gamers. The casual gameplay and game design represent Sonic Team trying to capture the casual market and to bridge the gap between mobile gamers and PC and console gamers. Unfortunately, most mainstream gamers despise casual gameplay and game design, and many mobile gamers are not interested in buying the hardware to become console or PC gamers. In order to reach Sonic fans, Sonic Team added the Avatar character and classic Sonic to the mix. The Avatar character allows fans to see their original Sonic the Hedgehog character running right next to Sonic and fighting Eggman's army with him. I applaud Sonic Team attempting to capture that part of the fan base. I have never made my own Sonic OC as a kid, but often imagined Sonic and Tails going on new adventures. Unfortunately, I agree with the critics that the Wispens in Sonic Forces are very overpowered. I beat the game on normal difficulty in about 6 hours with using only one of the Wispens. Reading reviews and watching Let's Play videos on YouTube, I saw that using the other Wispens allows players to reach hidden red rings and to access different parts of the levels. Sonic Team could have done a better job to encourage players to try out the different Wispens with better game and level design. I enjoyed the soundtrack for Sonic Forces. The game's theme Fist Bump is just as rockin' as Escape from the City in Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Boom from Sonic CD. I am surprised by the number of people complaining that the soundtrack has dubstep music. Why the hate? Personally, I had no problem with the electronic songs in the soundtrack, which I don't really classify as dubstep. There's no point for me where I felt like the soundtrack failed to match the gameplay and story. Speaking of the story, I read and watched a lot of people complain about the tone of the story. The darker tone never broke with my expectations. Trailers for the game set the stage with the logos indicating that players are part of a resistance against a dominating Dr. Eggman. Sure, maybe not all the jokes land, but the voice acting is mostly high quality. The story reminded me of the Sonic Saturday AM cartoon series in which Sonic and friends battled a powerful Dr. Eggman in a dark Technopolis. Classic Sonic fans hate the game mostly because it's not Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is, in my opinion, the greatest Sonic game ever made, narrowly beating Sonic CD and Sonic 2. Classic Sonic and Sonic Forces does not control as nearly as well as Classic Sonic and Sonic Mania. I do not think that even the most ardent Sonic Forces fan can argue that Classic Sonic controls better in Sonic Forces. Sonic Team included Classic Sonic to try and reel in Classic Sonic fans, but nerfed him to prevent him from outshining the current 3D Boost Sonic. The inclusion of Classic Sonic was pointless from a story perspective and did nothing to enhance the game, but rather just upset Classic Sonic fans. The Sonic fanbase is a patchwork quilt of nostalgia, creativity, and toxicity. Some fans believe that Sonic is at best in two dimensions and describe 3D Sonic games as broken and incompatible with the speed-based platforming genre. Other fans embrace 3D Sonic from the Dreamcast era and hate on games like Generations as boost to win. Fans of Generations who did not play any of the previous games may find them less accessible due to the pixel graphics and early 3D graphics of the Dreamcast. The divisive nature of these camps of Sonic fans is quite toxic. Crusty classic Sonic fans are missing out on some great 3D games. Cranky Dreamcast fans are still holding a candle for Sonic Adventure 3, a game that perhaps should never come out, as it will inevitably fail to compare to the sequel in the minds of those fans. Finally, current-gen gamers who have not played the older games might find them fun if they put aside their desire for smooth polygons and the latest 4K graphics. I played Sonic the Hedgehog in 1991, the year that the game first hit store shelves in the United States. I've collected most of the Sonic games. While I love the classic Sonic games, I also really enjoyed playing the 3D Sonic games, especially Colors and Generations. Sonic Adventure 1 and especially Sonic Adventure 2 are great games, but I believe that boost gameplay can also be used effectively to make a fun game. I do not consider myself a Sonic apologist. Sonic 06 is one of the worst games I've ever played. The Sonic Riders series is awful. I really don't like Sonic Unleashed, especially on the Wii. Even though I dislike those games, I do not feel compelled to hate on people who like those games. Every once in a while I dust off one of them and attempt to play them. I can accept someone saying that they were disappointed by Sonic Forces. The game is not one of the best in the series, and I found the shortness of the levels and lack of content disappointing too. Despite the flaws, Sonic Forces is a mostly functional Sonic game, with quality graphics, a coherent story, and decent controls. Sonic Forces is good. The game is worth $40 for a physical release. Sega did not set out to make a $60 full-fledged Sonic game. This is a quality mid-range title selling for a fair price. The game is not trash. It is leagues better than Sonic Heroes, Sonic 06, and the Sonic Storybook series. I said that the game is good and worth the price, but I did not say that it is great. The game is not a masterpiece, to be fair to the reviewers who dislike the game. Even positive reviews reflect the many of the same problems identified by negative reviews. I acknowledge the faults, but I disagree with the hyperbole. If you want to play a great Sonic game, then play Sonic Mania. Just remember that you don't have to tear apart or nitpick Sonic Forces in order to express your love for Sonic Mania. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, share, comment, and subscribe to McGee TV for more great video content. Evan and I put out videos weekly. Please check us out at www.mcgeetv.com, on Facebook at McGee Television, on Instagram and Twitter at McGee_TV, and myself at McGee_TV on Twitch, and Evan at XXScissorp, XXGaming on Twitch and Twitter. Get your McGee TV shirt and mug at www.cafepress.com/McGeeTV. Thanks for tuning in.